And here's my old NATO game. I got this off some guy at the Australian Naval College back in 1980, possibly 1981. I've played it, I wouldn't say half a dozen times, but probably 4 or 5. Last time with Michael Taylor, probably 10 years ago, 8 years ago. It's a bit rough. It's got it all set up, ready to go, and this is actually the end of the Soviets' first turn, so it's about to go to NATO first turn. I'm playing the M1 scenario, so it starts way back there, and you've got all these 2-day turns to play, and it takes us right up to 25 turns. So I've read the rules and I sort of remember them. I like it because it's fairly simple. It gets a bit of a hammering for being not that good on Board Game Geek, but equally it's nice and simple. And there is a newer version of NATO out, I think, from Compass Games, that I was looking at with some lust in my eyes, but I decided not to get. It is a bit harder than this one, and also I've got this one, it's mine, so yeah, let's play it. So I'm playing a solo game, as I will do when I'm doing these videos. And there's the map. It's all about to happen. It's the 1970s, and the Soviets have pulled the pin. What I've done for the Soviet setup is I'll take you through both. In fact, we'll start with the NATOs. Around this side of the table, nice bit of winter sun coming into the window. The NATO setup is per standard list. They've just got you can see the Brits up here in the north, which is sort of where they were. German units scattered all over the place, including up there south of Denmark, and coming down here past the Fulda Gap into the south, you've got these sort of American units in the south towards Frankfurt, and heading down into Stuttgart, and there's Nuremberg over there, and right down the bottom here in Munich, which I have been to. And so yeah, the Allies are pretty much scattered around, and as you can tell from their reinforcement chart, they've got a lot of stuff to come on, especially in the first few turns. A lot of French come into play, British, and then the Americans start arriving across the channel and across the Big Ditch. So they're sort of set up, ready to go. And from the Soviet point of view, they have a reasonable amount of stuff at the start, and what they've done is they've ignored Czechoslovakia, because these units in Czechoslovakia here are Czechoslovakian, but they can't really go outside the country. But the units they have got, that were bound to be in Czechoslovakia, they've got advancing to there, and they've already attacked that US 128 and got a defender retreat 2, so pushed him back. They've got no supply units down there, so they're only attacking at half strength. Maybe that was a mistake, maybe not, but there are supply units coming on for the Soviets there. What they've decided to do up in the north is they've decided to really concentrate their forces north of whatever this river is here, which I'm not quite sure. I'd have to probably move pieces to see it. And what's that there? That's Hanover. So north of Hanover, they had a couple of 4 divisions on the south side that have come up to here, trying to encircle that German division there, which is very strong, and so strong in fact that they don't want to attack it because the odds just do not look good. It's basically 1-on-1 because the Hanover's inside a city, so it doubles its defence, and so they're attacking with 1-on-1, which means there's a more than even chance that the attackers are going to have to retreat, and there's an AE, which is attacker eliminated, so I don't want to risk that. But what they do is they stop that 668 from going anywhere because it can't move now. Supply units coming up, they don't move very fast at all. And then there's more divisions there. Each of these stacks is 2. They've got an armour, and they've got a 436 infantry underneath. What have I done there? I'll check. Okay, but most of them are 436s, and that beefs up their defence. They're not wanting to tackle that 668 there just yet, but that will have to happen. But what they want to do first is position themselves to be threatening, and at the same time their main thrust is here north of the river into Hamburg, north of the River Elbe into Hamburg. Those are East German units, you can see with the lighter counters there, and I think the idea there is that they want to take Hamburg straight away, and they've already eliminated a 124 by forcing him to retreat when he couldn't. He was stuck up there and had to retreat, and so he couldn't because it goes through zones of control. All being well, and they expended a supply unit to do that, all being well, they will next turn take Hamburg, and then they'll turn their attention to this German division here, the 668, and then the Danes will start to come into play. And I'm sort of, because of the special Danish rule, I'm sort of going to get the Soviets to try not to cut off Denmark so it can still trace a link to the western board edge over there, which means the special having to garrison Denmark rules don't come into effect, because there was special rules around having to garrison Denmark, which basically are negative for the Soviets, so they want to try and avoid those while it's at the same time taking Hamburg. So there's a long explanation, but there is a method to the madness. The Soviets are focusing up north, but as their reinforcements start arriving en masse, they come on at different Warsaw Pact reinforcement points, which are these number 1, 2, 3 and 4, so I don't have a lot of control over that, so they will obviously trickle forward to the front. But yeah, it's obviously they want to get Hamburg, they want to try and get Bremen, and they want to try and get what was that one there, Hanover as well, and the NATO pretty much has to react to that. So we're now moving into the NATO's first turn on turn 1, and I'll probably shoot again at the end of turn 2. Have a nice day.